Hi people, it's me Anja, my pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new video in my series where I read YA books published from the early 2000s to about 2014 for the first time. And today's book is Looking for Alaska, written by John Green. And I believe that this book is his debut, and I've already read The Fault in Our Stars and Turtles All the Way Down by him, so I'm not like completely new to his works or anything like that. But I don't think I've read any of his earlier work, because I think that I read The Fault in Our Stars the year the movie came out, and I watched the movie for Turtles All the Way Down last year, and I thought it was so good. But when I watched that movie, I think it had been a few years since I had read the book, so I didn't remember the plot at all. Basically, I'm going into this book with little to no knowledge. All I know about this book is that it's YA contemporary. It was published in like 2005 or maybe 2007 or something like that. So I'm expecting it to be white and heteronormative, which is like my bad, obviously, because obviously there were books published in 2005 and 2007, and I'm sure 2006, that were like queer and BIPOC, but the most popular books then were definitely white and heteronormative. So anyway, there you have it. So I'm like, I don't know how many pages I am into this book, but Alaska and Pudge, or I guess I should call him Miles since that's his real name. I don't know why I just called him Pudge. But anyway, Chip and the three of them have just met for the first time, and Alaska meets Miles for the first time, and she pulls down his pants. What? Anyway, so it's not a book published in 2005 without having the R word in it. Not that I'm surprised necessarily. I don't know when like the public started paying more attention to like ableism and disability justice and stuff like that, but it's way more publicly known now that the R word is an ableist slur than it was in 2005. I'm not trying to justify that language or anything like that, but I am trying to contextualize it. But anyway, aside from that, the characters, I don't really care about them at the moment. Currently, I'm way more interested in the plot and everything. For those who don't know, this book is a YA contemporary following Miles, who's going to a boarding school. His roommate is Chip. I'm assuming his love interest is Alaska, but she has a boyfriend, so I don't know where that romance is going to go exactly. And he's at this boarding school because he's like seeking a greater purpose, whatever that means. At least that's the reason he told his parents why he wants to go. But anyway, there's that. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm like a third into this book, and like the dynamics between, I don't know, the students and the teachers and like authority and everything feel very weird to me. And I don't know if it feels weird because it feels unrealistic, or if it feels weird because it feels as if some people might be abusing their power, and maybe some teachers have favorites or something. Like, am I cooking or is the stove off? That's one of my favorite expressions lately. My friend tweeted that, so I've been using it lately in my own vocabulary. I love it when I pick up words from other people and incorporate them into my own vocabulary, and I wonder what people have picked up from me. But anyway, I digress. There I am right now, 30% into this book. Guys, I'm in complete shock. What? Alaska died? Halfway through the book? Right after she and Miles made out? I'm so confused. I'm so confused and quite surprised. I had no idea that would happen next. Truly, I had no idea. Like, I've heard in the past that John Green is praised for writing like mental health representation and stuff, but like a death? What the fuck? At least in The Fault in Our Stars, I knew who would die at the end, but this is so unprecedented. So now I'm like 77% through this book. First of all, this video is much shorter than I was really expecting, partly because I wasn't quite sure if my phone had enough storage to export a longer video, And second of all, because this book itself is much easier to read and nothing much is happening right now. Like, yes, Miles and Chip and Takumi are all like investigating why they think Alaska died, but I'm curious if like the answers that they're looking for are not going to be the answers that they're going to find, if that makes any sense. And I wonder if the point of this book is like, sometimes you don't know a person very well, especially if you've spent the first half of this book like lusting over them. You know what I mean? But anyway, there's that. So I finished it, and frankly, depending on the length of this video, I might include like a review of another John Green book as well. I'm hoping to read Paper Towns or maybe the Catherine's book after this. But anyway, my thoughts of Looking for Alaska are this. I rated this book 3 stars. I thought it was kind of okay. I understand the hype for John Green at the time. Again, I'm contextualizing it because of quotes like this, for example. But overall, I don't really think that he deserves the hype that he received back in the day as opposed to now. Does that make any sense? Like, if he wrote these books in this era of YA, I don't think that his books would have been as popular as they were or seemed to be back then when they were first published. But I don't know, I could be wrong, because again, in 2005, I was not paying attention to what were the popular YA books really, because in 2005, I hadn't really, had I learned to read yet? I had learned to read yet, obviously, because I was 4 years old, and I learned to read when I was 3. But anyway, age reveal, Rachel Zegler and I are the same age, fun fact. Anyway, I've tweeted that before, so that's not really, like, news. But anyway, the point is, I think that John Green is overrated, and that's a thought that I've had for years. Honestly, even back when I read The Fault in Our Stars. And again, I think I read that book the year the movie came out. Speaking of adaptations, I looked online, and Looking for Alaska has been adapted into like a mini series that's on Hulu or whatever, and I might give it a watch after this, but I'm not sure. Speaking of Alaska, in the first half of the book, I felt like she was a very like elusive character. I felt like we didn't really know a whole lot about her personal life until the scene where they're all drunk and they're playing like best day, worst day. Like prior to that, I didn't really know a lot about her, like as a person, and maybe that was on purpose. I don't know, I feel like that's why I didn't really care about any of the characters or anything like that, because I wasn't really emotionally connected to them. But maybe I just hate John's writing. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Anyway, that's my review. I rated it 3 stars. Also, at the very beginning of this book, I didn't mention this then, but I've been thinking about it. Like when Alaska told everyone that she got her boob honked over the summer or whatever, and that's Miles' like first impression of her. My first impression of her means that she's telling everyone about this time that she got sexually assaulted, which is so sad. And the fact that like her friends, in my opinion, aren't really treating this story with the severity that it deserves kind of pisses me off. I don't know. Because like, yes, she's laughing about it awkwardly maybe, and so would I. If that ever happened to me, God forbid. But I don't know. The conversation around that, in my opinion, doesn't age well at all. But like, anyway, aside from that, second of all, this book is also racier than I was expecting, but maybe that's a staple of 2005 YA. Third of all, again, I think this book was good. I think that some elements didn't age well, as I was expecting, since it's been like 20 years since 2005. And third of all, or fourth of all, or whatever, I understand the hype, but I don't agree with it. So yeah, in conclusion, if you enjoy this video, please give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below the horse emoji If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.